Hello, welcome to Lifestyle. You are with me, Catherine Ngovi, and this is my sign name. So let's also welcome our guest. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Thank you so much, my friend. Hello, viewers. My name is Elvis Odhiambo, and that is my sign name. Because in the deaf culture, we have, sign names, and that is how we used to identify ourselves. So, I'm a news host. I also host a show, and I'm glad to be here to share with you about different things about, the deaf culture and to desensitize demystify some myths that we have. So we are going to interact with you some things and many things that are affecting the deaf culture. And I hope to have a nice interaction with you. Thank you.
That's nice. So I want to ask you a question. You work here at Science TV. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's true. I think my first time to hear Science TV was in town. I was in town. I think opposite KCB Bank. I used to work. Yeah, I used to work with Iktabu in that place. So one day, a friend of mine named Luke and Jared, we used to interact, and then they asked me if I can, maybe try and do an advert for them, and I was ready to accept the challenge. So I decided that I used to work full time on Saturday, and then Sunday I would be free on Sunday. Then they said I would maybe come and then, and do the work that they were planning for me. But before I practiced, I think 2 weeks. Then I'd come to town to record the sessions, and then we used to have another interpreter as well there. So with the interpreter, we used to do different adverts as well, and then from there, Mr. Luke told me that maybe you, Elvis, you're amazing. I want you to stay and continue doing the adverts for us, permanently. So I decided to come and focus and working here full time, not part time like before. So I continued with the same until later we found Science TV got this land here right now where we are right now. And then yeah, first time we were here with another staff, his name was Evans, who was helping us with maintenance and all. Then I withdrew from the other job that I had and decided to, come here and focus on Science TV. There was socializing, there was different ideas. Yes, there are challenges and I learned those. And with patience, I was paid. I used to get, my salary also from here as well. So yes, so in before I wasn't very good with the interactions, but then now I think my quality kind of improved, and my mind I started to absorb more and more, and then now I started getting more eloquent in my writing and kind of those things, and also I perfected my skill of signing, and now 4 years now we've been here with Science TV, and I love the place, and it's been a very good place for even other deaf, and now we've even expanded our staff, and sometimes there's challenges communicating, but we have interpreters here, people have come, and some have even learned. So the only important thing is to teach and change the perspective. Because I remember last time we were in Kise with yeah. Yeah, I remember we had another girl, Jadida. So before the first time our interpreter, there was a lot of challenges, miscommunication and all that. But through our interaction, because both of us loved what we were doing, and it became easy to communicate the two of us as well. So, and this gave us an opportunity, and now I'm even relaxed. Up to now, we also have another friend. More friends have come, so it will depend with other opportunities as well that keep on coming. But I had to mostly say thank you so much to Science TV, and I'm here continuing with work, and I believe and I have hope that I will work here full time, and then after retirement maybe go back home.
That's nice. You've said that you taught this girl sign language. Do you mean that there are schools that offer different sign language and different signs from what the deaf know? Or how did you mentor this girl?
Yes, thank you. So we have the law of Kenya that says, where in Kenya we have universities that give good the standard ones that teach sign language. We have the three main ones. There are private universities, some, but we also, you see, Kise also offers sign language. Now, for example, in Nairobi University, many people have learned sign language from there. So they've been drive to push for more people to learn sign language, and also this also causes variations, and that's true. But I remember that day I went to Kise with another friend of mine who was hearing and now I was deaf. And then when there I saw that maybe sign language was kind of evolving, sorry, because there were signs that are different. And sometimes in Nairobi University I used to volunteer there and also helped teach as well in that place. And also I used to advise the hearing on the deaf culture, how experiences of how I became deaf, and I feel it showed them that it was just something normal, than something that yeah. Also sometimes when someone comes from uh, school, for example, now we are talking about Kise, maybe when they come for attachment, then they find out that there are different variations. So that's why now, when you meet the deaf, now you have to be able to relearn, the signs, so that we, because sign language varies, has a lot of variation, and every time you meet a deaf person, maybe there'll be a different signs. So I've also advised people sometimes to go to Nairobi University as well, because the sign language there is also standard as well, and there is also fun. It's fun and teaching. It's fun learning the sign language at the place. Because before, here in our country there was a lot of complaints, with the deaf culture and things like that. But now I think we've evolved, and now we've become better. And now I think with the society here in Nairobi, I think we understand more. We meet in town. Yeah, even from Kise, from Nairobi University,
So,
all are still.
Meaning that Kise has also some variations, and they come for internship.
Yes, that's true. For example, you see when, for example, it's time for it's time to come for attachment, then sometimes it's full, so they have to wait, and sometimes they come to learn. And some people also come because some of their family members are deaf as well, so they come to learn the language so that to communicate better. So the thing that is important is not the classwork. It's important, but the practical part, the sign language, is, I think, the most important aspect. That's when you learn well. So I think now most schools are learning to teach the standard sign language and to focus on the standard KSM that we have here in Kenya.
I hope that you also join Kise and you also help them as they continue doing their intern and teach them some variation of sign language. Yes. So that aside, were you born deaf or you born hearing, or what happened? Kindly tell us.
Okay, thank you so much. So when I was born, I was hearing. I wasn't deaf. I was born hearing. And then I loved interacting with people. When I went to school in primary, in in nursery, I loved interacting with people, and people loved me as well because I loved playing in class. Maybe, for example, I think 10:30. Me at 10, maybe the break time is 10:30, but me at 25, I'm already out, alarming the bell to go and play. So everyone in school, I became famous in school, and also people in our neighborhood, they knew me very well. Elvis, they knew my home. The bell ringer from school. I used to be ring the bell. Break time, lunchtime, I was always on time. Then later one day, I think I started feeling a little bit discomfort in my ear. I told my mother that about the discomfort. Then they took me to hospital. Yes, they took me to hospital where I was tested because it was near home. It was near home, like 30 minutes away. So after the tests, then partly I became partly deaf. The doctor tried his best. They even took me to a radiologist who checked the problem with my ear, put me through different tests. Where they put sound on this other side, they ask you how well you're hearing. But then I became also extremely sick, and then my only fear was injection because I hated injections. The headphones and those kind of tests, those weren't a problem. Then I was lucky because in school we had there was a deaf, you know, it was better for me to continue with school because I used to interact well with others because I could mouth very well. Because before there used to be a word that people used to like calling me. That is the word boo boo, but I hated that word so much. So it started to spread in school because now Elvis has become deaf. Because before that was not something that was there. I was hearing, so people didn't know. All of us were the same. So then it spread in the class, and then now I moved to a different school for the deaf. I didn't want that school. I wanted to go back because there I used to see some people who really intimidated me in that school. So I stayed home with my mother, tried to sign language was different the first time I interacted with it. So we could not understand each other. Communication became a really big burden. And then now I met some other friends of mine who are lower, who helped me, to learn. So they also encouraged me that all this, is a way of God, and I should accept, my condition. Some people sign, some people are, severely deaf, meaning they can't hear anything totally. But since I was partial at the time, I think that also gave me encouragement as well. So sometimes visitors used to come at home, we'd interact together through mouthing, and then things became a little bit simpler because of now all that stress I had before was now gone. Now back to when I was growing, I joined school late because now my parents didn't know about the perfect school for the deaf. So 2 years had passed with me staying at home. So then, we continued searching for a school, Nyangoma, different kind of schools for the deaf. But then now that is where I interacted more and then gained my experience with the deaf culture.
Wow, That's a very nice story. Just hold on there. Let's have a short break and we'll be right back.